Okay, I'm back on another live stream. I'm really sorry if anybody's there. You can tell me if we have sound this time. There's nobody here, so wow. Now we have audio? All right, all right. So sorry about that, everybody. I did everything the same as I did last night, and I don't know why it didn't work. I'm confused. Anyway, here we are. Hopefully everybody who was on the other live stream has found this one. Once the stream is going, I have no access to the same stuff. If I do, I don't know how to get to it. So anyway, welcome to Mr. Buzz's first official live stream. We had one last night, but that was just basically a test. This is water, I promise you. I would very much upset the Lord if I was on here drinking wine on my live stream. He would not be impressed at all. I would certainly get cockroached. That's for sure. So, welcome everybody. It's nice to see you all. Monique, Alec, Gemi, Susan, Swan, Gavilar, Annie. There's all kinds of people here already. Welcome everybody, and thanks for joining us. So I thought what we might do here, I'm going to take a bunch of questions. I'm going to play some guitar later too. Thank you, Alec. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that very much. I had a rough night last night. For any of you who saw that video this morning, I had a very, very rough experience, but it was needed. The Lord disciplines his children when they get out of hand a little bit, and I guess I got out of hand a little bit, and he corrected me, which he had to do. So I'm here to take a bunch of questions first. If anybody has questions, everybody's been asking me tons of questions in the comments, and there's no way I can get time to actually answer them. So start firing off questions, and I will do my best to answer them if you have any. I would imagine somebody has some. Am I premillennial? Premillennial. I'm Gen X, if that's what you mean. Sandra says, my name is Dolly. So you're Sandra and Dolly? Premillennial. I don't even know what that means. I've never heard that term before. Fast for the Lord, a better relationship with him. I've done some fasting. Yep. I didn't until this last year. Taking prescription anxiety pills from my doctor is a sin. No, but let's take a moment before anybody throws any more questions. Let's talk about that for a second. It's not a sin because you're doing what your doctor told you, and the Lord's not going to be upset with you for that. But I will tell you that all those pills are what we call pharmakia. They are sorcery. They are not designed to help you. They are actually designed to do everything else but help you. They're and they will completely distance you from the Lord. That's the main thing they're supposed to do. And those things do the same thing. Pharmakia is what it is. The thing about when you have an ailment like that, it has a spiritual root to it. So people look at those things as, I got anxiety from this, or I got heartburn from this. Everything is always a spiritual root. There's a spiritual issue that causes ailments in the body. And if you turn to the Lord and pray enough about it and get everything in order with him, generally he fixes those things. He's fixed all kinds of things for me. I used to have a bad back, and after I come out of the wilderness, my bad back is gone. I had a sore knee, and I had a girl actually do speaking in tongues, and she healed that. And I had a tooth that wouldn't come out that needed to, and she actually spoke in tongues and made my tooth fall out. I swear to you, that's true. I made a video on that a few days ago. So always a spiritual root. Yes, absolutely. Make like King David and encourage yourself. Hit the nail on the head with that one. Yes, I'm pretty confident that I'm correct on that. I was kidnapped in kindergarten. That sounds horrible. Started smoking cigarettes again. Mr. Buzz has admitted that in his videos. I have started smoking too, and the Lord isn't happy with it, so it's got to go. He's just informed me that I'm going to be doing a lot of music for him, and I need my voice back. So, second heaven warfare tips. I don't know about second heaven warfare tips. Spiritual warfare is fought with righteousness, honesty, truth, the armor of God. Go to the Bible and find the section on the armor of God. I have a hard time remembering them all. There's the breastplate of righteousness and the helmet of salvation, I think, and all those things. That's what you fight. Well, that's what you defend spiritual warfare with. And when you're good with God, nothing can touch you. And if something does, it means there's an issue with God, which is why that happened to me last night. I was being prideful, and we know that's one of the 7 deadly sins. So I earned myself a demon attack is what I earned. It was very short, but it was terrifying and straightened me out quickly. I need to ask you, do you know my plan? Hello. No, I don't know your plan. To come back from my pain meds, I'm hearing more strongly from the Lord. Yes, you will. The pain meds will absolutely, any kind of meds will block you from the Lord a little bit, and in some cases a lot. Yeah, I had to change my intro. I think you've all heard that story probably, but I'll tell it quickly. I was at the money place where I pick up my donations, and I was asking the Lord, I just felt guilty about that intro. And I'm like, Lord, you want me to change that, don't you? And no sooner did I ask, he spun my head around, and on the bulletproof glass in the place where the employees are behind, there was a sign that said 0 tolerance for swearing. Right as I asked him. I mean, he's unbelievable the way he answers questions with signs and things like that. It's instant. You sent me some videos. Well, they're buried in a sea of 500 emails that I don't know. Adderall is actually meth. Okay. Anybody who's on Adderall or Ritalin, meth. The chemical makeup of those pills is almost identical to methamphetamine. Heart of Gold. That's a great song, Neil Young. I'm going to play a couple songs. I asked the Lord if I could play any of my old rock songs, and he was okay with that as long as they're the ones that don't glorify the devil. So I picked out a few to play tonight. Mr. Buzz intro with your acoustic guitar. I actually have a ton of music recorded. I've written, during my isolation, I wrote probably 1,000 songs. Correction, the Lord helped me write 1,000 songs and taught me how to write songs. And as soon as, okay, I'm going to tell this story. This is worth telling, actually. When I was super depressed for my divorce, I was devastated, okay? And I'm here alone in this house, and I just didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop crying. I was a mess. One day, I heard the Lord in my heart say, time to write a song. And I was like, actually, no, it was write a song instead of crying. I'm like, wow, okay. And I'd written a couple years ago, but I wasn't much in, I was just playing cover tunes mostly. I wasn't writing my own. So I wrote the first one, and it wasn't bad. And then he said, okay, write another. And I did. And suddenly I realized he was helping me write them because I had this knowledge of music that I'd never had. I was doing complex melody lines and different things I never had any clue about. Suddenly I had this deeper understanding, and I kept writing and writing. Then I started writing with other people, and then I got some equipment, and it just grew. Then a friend showed up with drums out of the blue, put drums in the house. Next thing I'm playing drums, and it just went from there. And I've now got a library of about 1,000 songs, and it's all because of the Lord. He taught me and helped me write them. So music is something the Lord likes very much, and he likes humor too. He's got a sense of humor, and he loves music. He just doesn't like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden very much. So stay away from that stuff. And same with music. I've created over 150 songs. Excellent. Getting closer to God. Yep. He'll give you lyrics, flow. And he titled every one of my songs. I'd write music and then I'd have a title all of a sudden, but I didn't even know why I titled it that. Like one was called Inverted. He was telling me to write a song called Inverted. So I wrote music for it. It's about, the devil turns everything upside down, right? And what's happened to the world. You say, right, you're writing a song about that, but I didn't know when I wrote it. I just trusted him. Let's see. Good music is divine. It sure is. Dan Fogelberg, leader of the band. That was my mother's favorite song. My mother passed away years ago, but that was her favorite song. That's interesting that you brought him up. Love Dan Fogelberg. God definitely speaks through music. He sure does. Sure does. How many? We got 126 people. Wow, this really grew quick. I'm a huge Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden fan. Sue me. Well, the Lord's not going to sue you, but don't be surprised if you have some spiritual issues because of it, and I can promise you will. Dolores Cannon. While a lot of the things she says are actually accurate, David Icke and Zulu Shaman. Yep, I made a video about that. I was making a lot of videos about things I shouldn't have made videos about. The Lord has corrected me on that stuff too. Come to think of it, I think that's a repentance I need to do. But yes, how does God speak to me? Signs, cockroaches. Sometimes he just produces. Today, there's a stray cat I feed, and I hadn't seen him. He didn't come around for meals or nothing. I was getting worried. I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, can you please bring, I named him Jacob, of course. I gave him a biblical name. So can you please bring Jacob around so I can stop, being concerned? No sooner did I say that, he comes around the corner and there he was. So the Lord speaks in many ways, dreams, also dreams. When the Lord gives you a dream, it's so real. It's just like right now, it's the same thing. So various ways. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Correct. Had to clean up files. Flies and beetles. Cockroaches and kitty cat. Yes, he uses my cat to talk to me too. That's how he'll bring me to the cockroaches usually. He'll make my cat scream. I go see what's wrong. There's a cockroach there. God bless you too, Belle. Got visited by a spooky centipede. They have another meaning. I can't remember what the centipedes mean, but they actually are a spiritual sign too. I can't remember what they mean. My view on the rapture, I don't really have one. I know it's a possibility. In my heart, I believe it's something that is probably going to happen, but I don't know. I really don't know. I try not to speculate. I leave that to the Lord. Your dreams are being blocked. Well, Brian, okay, I spoke to you last night. That's unfortunate to hear. Hopefully, things we talked about last night, you'll be able to get that cleared up. Zeph Daniel, nope, haven't heard of him. Feel anxiety and couldn't sleep. That's usually a spiritual issue too. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, the numbers, I see those too. And it'll be, I'll click on a video and it'll be 333 views, 33 likes. It'll be things like that. And unfortunately, the number 666 is popping up all over the place, and I'm not sure what it means. I've always speculated it's the devil saying hello, but I don't know. But I see that on various videos. I'll click on a video, 666 likes. Happens all the time. So I'm not sure what that is. I don't know what the numbers thing is. It's very bizarre. Sobriety is the measurement of one man's faith in our Lord Jesus Christ. Yes, I'll agree with that. And I've given up drinking. I was I gave up drinking for a long time, fell off. We all struggle with these things, but I'm back on the wagon now and doing okay. So, thoughts on marriage and remarriage? Well, I made a video a couple days ago about that. The only way to make a marriage successful is to wait for the Lord to pick you somebody. They have to be another follower of Christ, and you have to wait for marriage before you have sexual relations. If you do those three things, the marriage will last. I've been divorced twice, and the Lord has actually promised me he's going to let me have another wife because I've learned a lot since then. He's put me through a rebirth. He's going to bring me another spouse in the near future. So that's what I'm waiting on now. So yeah, 666 is the number of the beast. Oh, yes, it is bad. It's the number of the beast. God's in control of everything. Everything. Divorced and remarriage. Yeah, I know it says in the Bible that that's not permitted, but I promise you, the Lord has guaranteed me. And the way he guaranteed me, walking down the street, that's where I do most of my praying, is walking down the street. I said, Lord, are you going to let me have another spouse? And it was one of them spin my head around, and there was a sign, yes, we're open. He took my eyes right to the yes. The minute I asked, and you can feel this force turn your head to it. He does that with me all the time. Music is spiritual. Smoking medical marijuana. If it's medical, again, you're not going to be sinning because the doctor gave you a prescription for it, but it will take you farther away from God. Definitely. It's easier to stay sober than to get sober. That's probably true. Let's see. They're going by so fast, it's hard to catch them, but Doggo Mom, I'm seeing so many videos. Please take care of yourself. I'm doing my best. How do you know if you have the spirit of rejection? Well, if you're in isolation, the Lord will have you be rejected. But the 10 years that I was in isolation, I spoke about it in my very last video. It was like I was invisible. The world didn't see me anymore. I didn't understand it. It was like I did not exist. Like he made me a ghost or something. I was walking around and, I'm used to being a really friendly person. I'm from Nova Scotia. We talk to strangers. We'll invite strangers for a barbecue. We're just friendly people like that. And all of a sudden I'm walking around, and I'm not in Nova Scotia now, by the way, I'm in Ontario, but all of a sudden I'm walking around in this isolation period and no one even saw me. And if I tried to get to know a woman, rejection, complete rejection instantly. The Lord wasn't letting me have anybody. He was keeping me for himself to train me. Apostles and prophets in the world. Do we still? Oh, definitely. We definitely do. Let's see. Exactly, like a ghost floating around with no meaning. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but yes, it was like I didn't exist. I was invisible. Nobody could see me. It was really, really bizarre. But as soon as he released me, that changed in seconds. Like it was an instant change. No woman even looked at me that way at all for a long time. Since he released me, several have. And I mean, it just shocked me because I thought that was the end of that forever. So he takes the force field off of you and then you're normal again. Actually, you're not even the same as you were before. You're actually better. So I am a prophetess and I am not false. I promise you. Okay. That I don't know you, but it's quite possible you are the real thing because there are some definite prophetesses out there. I've met some. Go with the scriptures. They say people will prophesy. Yep. People are prophesying. Some are fake, of course. Isolated 7 years. Lord has been grooming me hard this past year. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Be grateful for it. He's turning you into a brand new person, getting you ready for your purpose. It's exactly all I heard earlier. No one's seen you and so on. Yep. Rejection is protection. You also have to gain resilience through being rejected. And remember, Jesus said, if the world hates you, remember they hated me first. So there's a whole bunch of people hate you. for the same reason people are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. What a horrible thing to do, isn't that? I mean, to celebrate the death. I didn't celebrate the death of Osama bin Laden or anybody that's, was truly evil. I don't celebrate anybody's death. That's a horrible thing to do. But there's people literally having parties to celebrate that Charlie Kirk got murdered. And just because he loved the Lord, that's all it is. They're demon-infested evil ones, and they can't help themselves. They have to be evil. That's all they know. Truly believe the Lord placed your videos in front of me. The Lord did indeed place my video in front of you. I was a bit skeptical on that years ago, and then I'm no longer. What I've seen now is proven it beyond a doubt. It's that algorithm. People think YouTube is in control of that. Nope, not at all. The Lord controls that algorithm, and I think YouTube is one of his biggest tools because he can reach the whole world through this medium, right? Lost a friend due to that situation. My friend told me to come, and I knew the Lord wanted me to get away from him after that. Not sure what you mean by that situation. If you can clarify, I'll try to field that one. Couldn't imagine a world where I wasn't recommended a Mr. Buzz video. Well, I'm glad it was helpful for you. Thank you very much for saying that. This is all the work of the Lord, everybody. This is, again, I need to stay grounded and humble. And I do realize that this is not me. This is the Lord doing everything. He's spent 10 years on me, investing into me. And now I'm a tool that he's going to use. And he's going to get a message to a lot of people through me. And I'm a willing vessel. That's all I am. Is it okay to eat meat? I don't. I'm a serious animal lover. I ate it all my life, and about, I think 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I had chicken and I cooked it and I just looked at it and I pictured a chicken running around, and chickens are so cute. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And I never ate meat after that. I do eat fish. So I shouldn't say I don't eat meat. I eat fish. They call me a pescatarian, I guess is what it's called. Have any tips on finding your purpose? Yes, trust the Lord to reveal it. The Lord will reveal your purpose. There's no question about that. Was it Alwyn that you heard the message? Lord, building of his church, not brick and mortar. Oh, I can't remember what his name was. It might be that. I forget. It was somebody I'd never seen before. He was sitting in a car, really clean-cut guy. Looked like he was about 30 maybe. Really good video, good quality video, and he's a good speaker. Don't eat McDonald's, correct. Folks, they're literally serving human meat. I know it's true. I know for sure it's true. They're actually selling it in grocery stores in certain countries too. It's sick and twisted, absolutely. 7K followers to then the next day 9K. Well, just to let you know, it's now 14. So the channel blew up like crazy. That's the Lord. He's blessing me. So grateful for your channel. Already have been educated and blessed by it. Thank you. You're very welcome, and I'm very happy to hear that. The Lord did a good job of getting me ready for this. He knew what I needed to be able to do. And boy, it took him 10 years. I was a hard student, I guess. It took him a long time. He's the counselor. If you mean me, no, the Lord is the counselor. I'm not worthy of being a counselor of anything. Wait, what's in the McDonald's meat? It's not beef, it's human. I'm not saying all of it is, but they're definitely slipping some in. Once you eat human meat, you have caused a spiritual disaster for yourself. Okay, I mean a spiritual disaster it's a real problem. Especially if you eat it willingly, knowingly. But if somebody slips it to you, the Lord, I'm sure, will forgive that. But people are eating it on purpose. They know what it is and they want to eat that. That's a real spiritual disaster. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. What's your stance on the church? My realization is that church is the last place you would find God. It shouldn't be. It should be the first place you find God. But all the churches were infiltrated. And for anybody that's interested in knowing about that, Philip Taylor Marshall, he's a Catholic dude really well-educated guy. He wrote a book called Infiltration, about the infiltration of all the churches. And they did a good job doing it. I tell you that I went to so many churches and the pastor was fake and all the people were fake and there's a deacon and he's fake and everyone's fake. And they don't even have the right Bibles in a lot of them. They get these new versions that are just totally altered and nothing like the originals at all. It's terrible. So yes, you're correct. The church is theater and you're the star player. I don't go to church. I've tried to find a good one and I can't around here. I'm in a demon-infested town. It's a terrible town for that. So pretty hard to find a good church here. King James version only. I agree. Yep. You're safe then. King James, definitely. Just tells me we're supposed to be going out and witnessing to the. No, I didn't get to read all that one. It flew by. Are you in Grass Valley? No, no, not Grass Valley. Had a feeling Mr. Buzz was King James. Yep, that's King James version for sure. That's the one. Anton moved his church there in the 70s. Grew up there. Oh, Anton LaVey. Yes. Lovely man he was. Hey. And his daughter, Zena or something like that, who married Nicholas Schreck, who's literally a werewolf. He calls himself a real werewolf, and he's got this weird ear that he looks like a creature. It's bizarre. Any tips when you're in isolation? Lean on the Lord. Thank the Lord for what he's doing for you. He's making you into a brand new person. Try not to complain about it. Try to just pray, pray, pray. And if you're obedient and you do what he wants you to do, he'll give you little rewards during it too. Like, I mean, he let me learn how to play drums here, and I love playing drums. That was a gift to keep me, okay through the whole thing. So just be obedient. You have to be obedient, and he'll get you through it. And the more obedient you are, the shorter it'll be. It's the person you keep mentioning, Denzo Mose. Okay, so Denzo Mose has a channel on YouTube. The problem is he doesn't talk about Jesus at all. He's mentioned Jesus. He believes in God, but he's got this weird idea that he thinks some people talk to Buddha, some people talk to Shiva, some people talk to Jesus, and they're all doing the same thing. He doesn't understand. So while the information on his channel is correct, he knows about being anointed, and he knows about this isolation period. He knows about breakthroughs, everything. He knows it all. He just hasn't found Jesus. So the Lord has said, I can't really recommend his channel anymore for that reason. Till he starts talking about Jesus, he's not getting with the program, because there is no way to the Father except through Jesus. So he has to get with the program. And if I ever meet him, I'm going to do my best to bring him around on that. Is there any relationship between length of isolation and type of purpose? Probably, because whatever he's getting you ready for, if it's something really intense, it's going to take a while to get you ready, right? Actually, that's part of why mine was so long, because it's music and doing this. And I've always done music, but not on the level he's got me ready for now. And I've never done this. So it was overwhelming to find out what I was going to be doing. Like, I can't even believe it still. It's still hard to sink in, but I'm getting there slowly. Mercury, but I don't know what that meant. Yeah, numbers, I'm seeing them all the time too, constantly. Do a video on narcissistic abuse for a topic one of these days. I've considered that one. I've never really suffered narcissistic abuse the way that people describe it. I've suffered abuse. I mean, as a child, I was beaten and all that stuff, right? So I do know about that, but It's not one of the most comfortable topics for me. I like to talk about things I know better. How about those fire-breathing witnesses, though? Fire-breathing, yes. Lots of them around. Thank you so much for your channel. Praise the Lord. Yes, you're welcome. Absolutely welcome. Thank the Lord for it. It's all Him. Doesn't say they'll breathe fire. It says the fire will come forth from their mouths. Yes, that's right. Good question, Yelena. Narcissistic abuse is no joke. Oh, no, it certainly isn't. I've known many narcissists. Oh, yes. But I will mention this. That word gets overused. Anybody who gives somebody a problem gets labeled a narcissist. And that is simply not true. A lot of people are narcissists. Sometimes people just act badly for a little bit, and doesn't mean they're a narcissist. It means they're just having a moment, right? So I find that word's overused. Thank you for this channel. You're very welcome. Blessings. Blessings to you too. Surrounded by narcissists. Ex-husband of 17 years is one and half of my family. I should be an expert. Well, there you go. I'm sure you are. And there's lots of other experts out there on it because there's narcissists everywhere, no question. Have I added Culver's? I've never even heard of that. It must be Alec, Louisiana. If that's not your last name, and that's probably where you live, so Culver's must be an American place. I'm in Canada. People use the word narcissist so much now. They do. It's really overused. Yep, absolutely. We're all empaths. If we're anointed, we're empaths. We are by nature the opposite of a narcissist. So it's really easy for people to seem like narcissists to us because all we know is empathic nature, right? We don't know what it's like to be a narcissist. We have empathy for everybody. We feel people's pain. If someone's in pain, we actually feel it. That's what an empath is. Culver's is great burgers and ice cream. Well, I could have the ice cream, but I don't eat meat, so I'm sure they do have great burgers, but it wouldn't do me any good. Let's see. Old school, me too. I am totally old school. We used to have a code of honor that we followed. When you see people getting in a fight nowadays, one person be on the ground, the other one be kicking them while they're down. Old school rules, you didn't dare do stuff like that. Like we had some honor, right? We had some honor. That's missing in the modern day. Yes, we are so empathetic. Is it empathetic or empathic? I think it's empathic. So I feel everyone's pain. Very true. Yep, it certainly is. Matter where you go, a narcissist will always demand attention. Ignore them. Exactly. Empaths unite. We are right here. That's what we've done. Empathy. Yep. I felt someone giving birth when way past my birthing age. The baby and mother lived. Hello, brothers and sister. Hello, sisters. I'm sure it was meant to be. We got over 200 people here, folks. This is awesome. The love of many growing cold. Boy, the world did turn cold, didn't it? When COVID hit, the world changed in such a way that I still can hardly believe. There's still people running around with masks on, terrified. They're literally terrified that they're going to die and stuff. And they won't shake your hand. They fist bump you now. And people they become paranoid. It's really sad. Really sorry to see it. But you know what part of the problem is? When COVID hit, the churches had a responsibility to step in and do something about it. And what did the churches do? Put hand sanitizer at the entrance on a table and a sign that says, please wash your hands. Remember, we're all in this together, and wear your mask and social distance in the church. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You don't have much faith in the Lord, do you? You're telling people they got to do all that silliness. I see the church is to blame. Church is to blame. Fear is from the devil. Correct. Watched a man ride down the road on a motorcycle, no helmet, but wearing a mask. Yeah, that's how smart people are. It won't hurt me to fall off this thing without a helmet, as long as I don't get COVID coming from the air while I'm riding it. Silly people, absolutely. demon infested, unfortunately. What do you think about CERN? Whoa. It's fallen angel technology. The fallen angels, in my opinion, now this is not, there's nothing in the Bible that says this, I will admit that, but in my opinion, the fallen angels have found a way to incarnate in human flesh. And they are on the earth right now. That's my honest belief. And I even know who some of them are. They're wealthy, powerful, influential people. And they're actually the fallen angels. And their names, if you look the etymology up of their names, that's what will tell you. Their names literally mean specific fallen angels. And they're obviously not regular humans. And they have knowledge that's not human-like at all. So CERN is fallen angel technology. The fallen ones are opening up portals and creatures are coming in from the pits of hell. That's what CERN's about. Nephilim are real. They sure are. Yep. They're opening up the gates of hell. They've actually stated that. And at CERN, they actually, they do the dance of Shiva, which is that's a Hindu god. The destroyer is what Shiva is. And they literally do the dance of Shiva around that machine. It's the creepiest thing you ever saw. They filmed it. It's on YouTube if you want to see it. But I mean, don't bother. Forget I said that. Don't even watch it. It's totally Luciferian, satanic, evil stuff. Stay away from it. Yeah, they have a Shiva statue outside their compound. Correct. And they got caught and they got filmed doing a ritual. A human sacrifice is what it was, but they claimed it was just a mock sacrifice, but they got caught and it was filmed. So I think they're actually doing human sacrifice there too. That's evil stuff. Yes, I've seen the ritual at CERN. Yep. Got the jab realizing, well, my oldest daughter, she's almost 21 now and feel horrible. We get stuff. Okay. Let's address that for sure. So this is not something you're going to find in scientific journals. It's not something your doctor's going to tell you, but I promise you this is helpful. Pine needle tea. You can buy it anywhere that sells tea. It's literally just pine needles from a pine tree. That will cleanse that poison shot out of you. Takes about, I think, 3 to 4 weeks of drinking it every day, like 2 cups a day or something. Do it for like 3-4 weeks. You should be good as new. And pray at the same time. The Lord can actually just neutralize that for you, right? If you're one of God's children, He's not going to let you die of that. He'll neutralize that for you. Nothing. Hey, Mr. Buzz. Yes. Hey, Manly Gaming. Nothing new under the sun. No, that's correct. There is not. The snake bite. Yes. Repent for taking the jab. Nothing of Satan enters heaven. I was really shocked at all the Christians who were so trusting of that shot. It was very obvious to me that there was something wrong with it. Well, it was more than obvious. I knew because of Alex Jones, because he gave a warning like 2 or 3 years before that was coming. And he was very specific about it. They're going to come up with this disease. It's one they made. It's a bioweapon. And then there's going to be this poison shot, and it's going to sterilize a lot of people and slow kill a lot of others. And it's got all kinds of functions. Yep. We're the most evil thing that's ever happened on this earth, I think. It is unbelievable. Planned Parenthood are the architects of most of this stuff. The elites and the WEF. That's who designed all of it. Couldn't believe they went after us like that. Oh, I was expecting it. I was watching for years. I knew they were up to it. Tea is pine needle tea. PINENEEDLE tea. My parents had me take it. Yep. A lot of people they thought they were doing the right thing, and now there's a lot of regret going on in the world, right? It's a mistake, and don't judge people for making a mistake. It was surprising to see, but we're not to judge people about it. It's a mistake they made, and there's a lot of damage was done. There's a lot of people suffered really bad. Mr. Buzz, hello from Germany. Like, what you doing, you say, and it happens. I'm not quite sure what that means. What you hear the Lord say is audible or in your heart. No, it's or in your head. It's in my heart. I feel it, and then generally, if he really wants me to know the specific words or something, anything specific, he spins my head and shows me something. The other day, here's a perfect example of how the Lord will talk to me. I'm getting out of the shower and I had a little stubble. I hadn't shaved in, I don't know, 3 days probably. So I'm like, I didn't really feel like shaving. I'm talking to the Lord as I always do. Like, Lord, do I need to shave? I'm about to make a video. I know it doesn't look the best, but it's only a little stubble. He spun my head around, made me look at the box of razor blades sitting right there beside me. Okay, I'll shave. I don't argue with him. How did the Lord reveal your purpose? He blew up my channel. He blew up my channel just like that. And he fed me the things I was saying. The things that you've heard me say in those videos, most of that is totally from the Lord. The one I made today, completely. I'm sitting out on the porch just playing with the stray cat when he finally came. And I'm talking to God and I'm like, I'm about to make another video. Speak to the ones I'm about to release from isolation. Like, well, I mean, I felt that one loud and clear. I'm like, okay. And he's like, as usual, just open yourself up. I'll do the talking. So I made a video and I let the Lord speak. And he does. He does. Then if I do a good job of opening myself up and letting him do that, he takes that video. That video is blowing up too right now. It's doing really well. That's because he's putting it in front of all the people who need to see it. And there's obviously a lot of them he's about to release. So tomorrow he'll tell me something else. He'll say, speak to these people. Remind them of this. Help them cleanse their houses. It was one day. He said, bring understanding another day. It's usually 2 or 3 words. It's usually all I need to understand what he wants. That video is so encouraging, brother. Hallelujah. Thank you for saying that, and thank the Lord, because that's who did it. That's who did it. I'm just an empty vessel. Something will happen, like the Lord will free you from isolation, and yes, the doors will open. If you got that video on being released from isolation, you can count on it. The Lord wouldn't have sent that to you if he wasn't about to release you. So everybody who got it is getting released. Totally true. He's not going to give you a video like that that isn't true and it's going to disappoint you. He won't do that. So if you got that video, congratulations, you're about to be released. Isolated with family that thinks I'm going crazy. That's most of us went through that. Don't mention gang stalking to anybody either, because they will definitely try to lock you up. Most people on the earth don't even believe that's real at all. They don't even believe in spiritual issues whatsoever. So how would they believe in something like gang stalking? Because it is totally spiritual. It's not an earthly problem. It's 218 people. It's totally a spiritual issue. Yeah, ready to break out. I bet you are. And just hang on. Don't despair. The Lord is about to release you if you got that video. See, we're meant to. Oh, yes. Tammy Hodson. We are totally meant to see the videos that pop up. The Lord will answer questions through YouTube all the time. Just learn from Abaddon, the angel of the fifth trumpet. I'm not well versed enough to answer that one. I apologize. I've been fighting the good fight in generational curses. Yes, and you're a cycle breaker. So let's address that for a second. Let's say there's been abuse in your family, like fathers beating up their children or their wives or whatever, right? A lot of violence, domestic violence. And you look back, your grandparents, the same problem, and their parents, the same problem. And it goes back many generations. It's a generational curse that some witchy one put on. You can break the cycle by being the first one to have children and not beat them up, which is what I did. Okay. So I have 2 kids and I never laid a hand on them. I couldn't even think about that. I'm such a pacifist. I couldn't hit anybody. Right. So I've broken the cycle. Now my kids, they won't beat their kids. The cycle's broken for good. right? So that's what a lot of us are here for, is to break those cycles. We just share your news with other, share the news with other chosen siblings for sure. Can you play something for us? Yes, I think that's probably enough questions for now, and we've been doing that for 45 minutes. So, okay, I will play a couple tunes. I had to modify a couple of lyrics, so it's not many. It's only a couple lines that had to change, but I definitely had to do that. How's the sound? Can you hear the guitar okay? Perfect. Okay, so I picked a couple that everybody should know. I haven't done this in so long, guys. My voice, I don't think it's going to last for any more than 3 songs, so I'm probably going to do 3. Let's see, which one should I start with? I'll start with a Billy Joel song. This is called "You May Be Right." Friday night I crashed your party. Saturday I said I'm sorry. Sunday came and trashed me out again. I was only having fun, wasn't hurting anyone, and we all enjoyed the weekend for a change. I've been stranded in the combat zone, walked through Bedford style alone, and rode my motorcycle in the rain. And you told me not to drive, but I made it home alive. So you said that only proves I'm insane. You may be right, I may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Turn out the lights, don't try to save me. You may be wrong, for all I know, you may be right. Remember how I found you there, alone in your electric chair. Told you dirty jokes, whoops, till you smiled. That was supposed to be funny jokes. You were lonely for a man. I said, take me as I am, 'cause you might enjoy some madness for a while. Now think of all the years you tried to find someone to satisfy you. I might be as crazy as you say. If I'm crazy, then it's true that it's all because of you, and you wouldn't want me any other way. You may be right, I may be crazy, oh, but it just may be lunatic you're looking for. Too late to fight, too late to change me. You may be wrong, for all I know, you may be right. You may be right, I may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Turn out the light. Forgot the words. You may be wrong, For all I know, you may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right. Lord, I have to repent right away. I said dirty jokes. I'm sorry, Lord. I said I was going to change that lyric, and I get into the song, and please forgive me, Lord. Sorry about that, everybody. I didn't mean to say dirty jokes. Don't try to save me. That's what it is. Don't try to. Yeah, I can hear it now. Thank you for clearing that up. Okay. While my voice is still not gone, it's almost gone, but excuse me. I haven't sang in a long time. I've been just doing my videos every day, and I haven't sang in, it might even be a year. So please forgive my horrible scratchy voice as I do this old Roy Orbison song. Pretty woman, walking down the street, pretty woman, kinda like to meet, pretty woman. I don't believe you, you're not the truth. No one could look as good as you. Mercy. Pretty woman, don't walk on by, woman. Help but see, pretty woman, that you look lovely as can be. Are you lonely just like me? Arr! Pretty woman, a while. Pretty woman, talk a while. Pretty woman, give your smile to me. Pretty woman, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty woman, look my way. Pretty woman, say you'll stay with me. 'Cause I need you, I'll treat you right. Come with me, baby, be mine tonight. Pretty woman, don't walk on by, pretty woman. Don't make me cry, pretty woman. I'm having a lyric problem here tonight, guys. If that's the way it must be, okay. I guess I'll go on home, it's late. There'll be tomorrow night, but wait, what do I see? Is she walking back to me? Yes, she's walking back to me. Oh, pretty woman. It's been so long that I actually forgot the lyrics to that. Wow. Please excuse my lack of memory on these tunes. I haven't played these so long. I can't believe I forgot the lyrics to that. That was one of my main songs I used to do. Okay. I'll do one more. I think that's all my voice is going to handle. One sec, we have to tune. Got a little aggressive and pounded on the strings a little hard, I think. Yep, certainly did. Okay. Pretty sure most of you will know this one. Maybe not the young people, but anybody my age definitely will. This thing called love, I just can't handle it. This thing called love, I must get around to it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love, it cries like a baby in a cradle all night. It swings, it jives, shakes all over like a jellyfish. I kinda like it. Crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. Drives me crazy. Gives me hot and cold fever, and she leaves me in a cool sweat. I gotta be cool, relax, get hip, get on my tracks, take a back seat, hitchhike, take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. I gotta be cool, relax, get hip, get on my tracks, take a back seat, hitchhike, take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love, I just can't handle it. This thing called love, I must get around to it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. Yeah. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. There you go, folks. That's the most my voice is going to handle. I felt like the Lord was saying, there, that's what you get for not playing for a year. Time to practice, Mr. Buzz. I used to do that every day. So when you go a year and you don't do it at all, it's a use it or lose it sort of thing. But that was fun. Thank you for listening. I can't now. The drums are gone. The drums were here for about, I guess, 4 or 5 years, but I sent them back to their original owner, who was very generous to let me keep them all that time. The cats hated them. I'll say that. The cats really didn't like the drums. Hot water helps the vocal cords. Actually, lemon tea and honey is the best. Thank you for playing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all your kind words and everything, and give me a chance to play again. That was fun. The Lord wanted me to do that today. He wants me to feel confident to play again. So, and I got some gospel tunes I've written, some Christian songs, and I was learning one today called Help Me Lord, but I got to find the right key because it's low in one spot and then it goes way up in the chorus, and I got to find the right key that I can hit both. But why do you call yourself Mr. Buzz? Well, that's going to have to remain a mystery, actually. I can't tell you that. God will not let me tell that story. If I tell that story, I'll have to change the name. Rush used to be my favorite. Then I woke up and found out what their lyrics really meant. I know. So, okay, let's talk about rock music for a minute. My life was about rock music. I lived and breathed it, literally. That's all that mattered to me. I played guitar so much, I wouldn't even put it down to eat when I was a kid. I'd come to the supper table with my guitar strapped on, take a bite of food, and play while I chewed. And my parents let me do it because they loved my guitar playing. They adored it. They were so happy I found. No, it is not. Actually, it has nothing to do with me being buzzed. So just just so you know, that's not where it comes from. Something else, but it's not something I can talk about. Where was I? Yeah, so rock music. So I lived and breathed it, and then I guess about 5 years ago, I started becoming aware of the fact that it was mostly demonic, especially Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, all those bands, Ozzy. So I made a decision one day. It's like, this is upsetting the Lord. I know it is. So I just stopped. So was Rush bad? It was my favorite. Yeah, there's a lot of very, very bad lyrics. The album Caress of Steel is very demonic album. 2112 as well. I love their music. Trust me, I love their music. Alex Lifeson, his guitar playing, oh, so good. I mean, I learned so much from learning his stuff that. So the Lord forgives me for that because, you know, he knows those guys know how to play, and he wanted me to be a good guitar player. So if you're going to be a good guitar player, you have to learn from other good guitar players, and they are the best, those guys. So there was no real other alternative. But, well, I shouldn't say that. There are some bands that are still rock and they're not totally demonic, like Iron Maiden. They were one of my favorites of all, and I miss that, those melodies, those guitar harmonies and stuff. I mean, I do miss it. But it's demonic. It's bring that in your house, and you're bringing a spiritual mess on yourself that you really don't want. So try and find music that does not glorify the devil. That's the most important. Okay, especially look on the album covers. Well, people don't really buy albums like we used to. They stream music and stuff now. But if you do buy anything, like, you can still get CDs. I've seen people actually still using CDs. Anything like that has a picture on it or something, get it out of your house. Iron Maiden album covers are the worst of all. Literally had a big demon on the front called Eddie, they called him. And then in their concerts, they had a statue, or not a statue, but he was a walking demon thing. It was unbelievable. It's like 20 feet tall or something. And it would come out on the stage. I guess it ran by wires or something. I'm not sure how they operated it, but I went to an Iron Maiden show and saw that thing live. And I have to tell you, it was the most demonic thing I ever saw. So stay away from that stuff. The Lord will convict you of sinning, and expect repentance if you mess with that stuff. Secular music is bad, even though it sounds good. Correct. And toys for kids, the Labubu dolls and stuff, and Magic 8 Balls, Elf on a Shelf, all that. So demonic. And you give that stuff to kids, and then they end up having nightmares. And the parents just think, oh, they're just having nightmares. That's because you gave them demon dolls. That's why they're having nightmares. Like, people have to wake up. These people that don't believe in any spiritual realm. I don't know how anybody can get to their 30s or 40s and not have any experience with the spiritual realm. Like, I think I had my first experience with that when I was 3. I mean, I knew there was a spirit realm and a God when I was 3. I don't know how people go so far in life and still don't figure it out. Do I like the Beatles? I love their music, but they were a CIA band, just to let you know. Listen to the song Imagine. It's about the one world government and new world order. Imagine no borders, no possessions. You'll own nothing and be happy. That's what that song is about. CIA wrote most of the old 60s and 70s rock. CIA wrote the songs. They also wrote Winds of Change by the Scorpions, about the Berlin Wall coming down. That's a propaganda song. To sing hymns and meditate on good things above. Yes, agree 100%. I saw spirits as a child and always have not fun. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Ambient instrumentals. I love instrumental music. I've written a lot of instrumental music, actually, quite a bit of it. You have to. Okay, I'll explain something else. Yes. God likes harmony and consonance. That's the Lord. The devil likes dissonance. The devil likes that. right? Excuse me, Lord, for playing that. It's only for educational purposes, I promise, Father. That's the devil stuff. This interval right here, it's called a diminished fifth or an augmented fourth. And it literally, if used in a certain way, will invoke demons. And was back in the, I believe in the Victorian era, or I can't remember exactly when, but it used to be illegal to play a diminished fifth because they thought you were going to invoke demons or summon the devil or something like that. So yeah, it sounds sinister. Absolutely. Absolutely. Spirit in the Sky. That's a great song. Yes. Yep. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Drill music. I'm not sure what you mean by drill music. 432 hertz. Another great point. The concert, what we call concert pitch, which is what, say, the pitch that a piano is at, that's now 440, but it used to be 432. 432 is the frequency of the whole universe that God created. That's why the evil ones changed it to 440. 440 is known to cause disharmony, I guess is the best word, dissonance, and make anxiety and chaos and violence and all that bad stuff. That is because of the pitch of our music. That's correct. That is correct. 432 is beautiful, yes. ABBA. Oh, I love ABBA. I absolutely adore ABBA. That's one of my favorite bands too. You can listen to ABBA all day long. They're not demonic. They're all good. They're beautifully harmonic and melodic. They're a sweet band. I love that band. You have Sober Mind. Yes, Alec, I'm afraid you did. My voice is shot after 3 tunes. I can't do any more, unfortunately. Next live stream, I'll do it again. I'll get some practice in and get toughened up a bit. Alan, yes, the government is indeed. The evil ones mess with everything. That's why the movies are all so evil and demonic. And that's why there's dragons on all the clothes or serpents or whatever. I mean, I had a fella I met last week who had a medical issue that he didn't understand, and I didn't understand it either. It was weird. And it turned out it was all because he had dragons on all of his shirts and his pants and even his shoes. He got rid of all that and put on clothes that didn't have dragons. His medical issue went away. It was the Lord telling him. That was the Lord saying, this is the problem. And until you get rid of it and realize what you're doing, I'm going to make you have this problem. And that's exactly what happened. So he got rid of all that. Problem is fixed, just like that. Not all secular songs have spells in them. Nope, they don't. That's true. It is a takamine or takamine, however it's said. I've never known the right way to pronounce that. I used to have, well, I will show you the way things used to be. There it is. Open right to the page. So this is the old days when I owned a music school, and that was my studio in my basement there, when I owned 30 guitars. And I was a real spoiled boy at that point. Then my divorce took place, and I lost every last thing I had, including my business, and went right down to the bottom and ended up here in isolation. So right before my isolation, I was successful and had a very full and excellent life. And a wife I loved very much and everything. And I mean, life was good. I had money and everything was fine. It all crashed and burned because we had premarital sex and she was an atheist and I get into sorcery and she get into Wicca, and we did all kinds of very bad things back then. So the Lord smashed our marriage apart and brought me here so he could put me in isolation and give me a rebirth. And that is the honest truth. That's how it went. Ask the Lord to give you guys discernment through anything you do. Absolutely. Don't do anything without the Lord. That's one of the cockroaches I got today was for doing something without consulting him first. And he wasn't thrilled with what I did. And I just assumed that he would be okay with it, but he totally wasn't. I didn't ask him first. Go and consult him, everything you do, and ask for confirmation. And he'll usually send confirmation 3 times. There'll be 3 things that confirm it. Then you know it's from the Lord and you're good to go. Then you can do it. You're sorry for my loss. Well, thank you, but I'm not sorry for it. I'm grateful for it because where I'm at now is a way better place than I've ever been. And I don't mean this house. I mean where I am in life. I'd rather be sitting here than anywhere doing what I'm doing right now. Running this channel. I know I'm going to have a chance to play music again. And I know the Lord is going to bring me a proper wife this time who follows Christ. And we're going to do it the right way. No premarital sex, none of that stuff. That'll destroy your marriage, folks. If you don't wait until your honeymoon for sex, your marriage is doomed. And they seem to last about 10 years. Almost everybody I know, it's 10 years and it falls apart. So thank you, Bugsy Raider. Much respect to you too. Thank you. Which is right. There's a sect of Catholics who even have crystal balls they get into, like they're into sorcery and they think they're doing the Catholic religion. It's like, no, no, sorcery is not part of following Jesus. Certainly not. Nope. Okay, so the King James Version is a perfectly preserved word of God. That's not actually true. The perfectly preserved one is in Greek. It's really old and it's in Greek. And that one is the most accurate, apparently, according to all the biblical scholars that I've talked to or heard from on videos and stuff. It's an ancient Greek one, is the perfectly preserved word of God, but it's in Greek. A rosary bead's okay. I'm not a Catholic, so I'm non-denominational Christian. I just follow Jesus. I'm a firm believer that all these different religions, it's just a way to divide people. It's just a way to divide people. The Lord wants us to follow him, follow Jesus, be loyal and put your trust in him. And he doesn't care if you call yourself this or that. Well, he actually does. Don't call yourself a Mormon or he won't be very happy at all, right? There's certain religions he's really not happy with because they do things that are, well, the Mormons are doing necromancy. So that was actually one of the calls I had in the last few days. The person had demonic activity and everything going on. He didn't know why. And then at the very end of the call, I couldn't figure out what the problem was. And then he said, well, I live in Utah. And I went, oh, that's where all the Mormons are. He goes, as a matter of fact, I am a Mormon. I go to the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. So we knew why I was there. That's the problem. That's why the Lord sent me to him or sent him to me, whatever, to open his eyes that he had to leave that church because that's not God's church. If someone's saying rosary beads are not okay, I don't know enough about that. There are no good witches, that's for sure. No such thing as a good witch. Nope. Good witches, white witches, all still go to hell. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's no such thing as white magic and all that. People look for loopholes, right? And I was guilty of that too. I was a shaman years ago, and I get into doing sorcery. I was casting sigils, if anybody knows what that is, and I get real good at it. And that made sense because I'm an anointed person, and the anointed have a special ability with that, but they also have a special ability to make it boomerang back and near cut their head off when it hits them, which is what happened to me. It made me so sick when it hit me. Oh, I don't even like to think about it, actually. I like change the subject. I don't want to think about that. Do I think Stevie Nicks is a witch? I know Stevie Nicks is a witch, as a matter of fact. She thinks of herself as a reincarnation of the goddess Rhiannon, or however you say it. There's a Fleetwood Mac song called Rhiannon. That's who she thinks she is. And maybe she is. Because like I say, the fallen angels are incarnated in flesh right now, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure all those those, what do they call them? Gaelic gods and goddesses, and Norse. That's the other one I'm thinking of. Norse gods and goddesses. They're all incarnated too. They're the fallen ones. That's the fallen angels. That's who they are. Okay, Southern Justice. See you later. Good luck moving that semi. How do I hear God's voice more clear? Well, you got to get all blockages out of the way. You have to get your house in order. And by that I don't mean your actual house, but get your house in order means get right with God. You have to get rid of all the demonic things you might own in your house. You have to clean the temple, which is, I'm smoking again. I asked God the other night, I said, Lord, I want to be as close to you now that you got me in my purpose. I want to be as close to you as I can. And I heard the words, clean the temple. That's what he meant. Quit smoking right now. And I still haven't. That was a couple nights ago, and I'm still smoking. So he's patient, but he's going to run out of patience with me. So pray for me that I can give those things up and never go back on them again. I'm really, really regretful that I started smoking again. I need to get my voice back because the Lord wants me to sing songs to glorify his name, and I want to be able to do that. Yes, God can remove my cravings, and thanks for calling me Jeffrey. I love that name. I wouldn't go by that all my life. My parents were the only ones who called me that, and if anybody else called me Jeffrey, I'd get mad. And then I realized that that's the name God gave me, because God names all of us. Maybe you don't realize that, but your parents think they name you, but they don't. God puts that name in their heads, and that's why everybody's name matches them so perfect, because the Lord's the only one that knows what you're going to be like. So the Lord puts the name in your parents' head, and then they name you. So the Lord names you. And my name means God's peaceful gift. That's actually what it means. Quit alcohol, marijuana. Smoking is that hardest. Yep, smoking is definitely the hardest. And nicotine, I'm going to bring this up. Nicotine is not actually bad for you. Okay, nicotine actually has a lot of benefits and is a cure to keep, well, not a cure, but it will prevent you from getting COVID-19. I'm one of the only people around that never had that. Everybody got sick with that. I didn't. I was around people that had it. Still never caught it. But I was smoking very heavily. It turns out that nicotine, hello, Jacob. That's what I named the stray cat that I feed. Yeah, nicotine is actually not what harms you. It's all the other garbage that's in the cigarettes. The nicotine is actually not that bad for you at all. I waited for Clarence to put my kid's name to come from God above. It always does. That's who names your child. Absolutely. I like your name. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. I like yours too. I've known a lot of Tammys, actually. I've been friends with tons of Tammys. Mine means oath of God. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's nice. And etymology is another hobby of mine. When I meet somebody new, if I think we're going to get to be friends, the first thing I do is look up the etymology of their name and find out what it means, because God named them, right? So God gave you a clue as to what that person's all about just by doing the etymology of their name. It's all chemicals they put in a cigarette. There's over 150 or something in a cigarette. That's correct. And it's all poisonous. There's nothing in it that's good. The nicotine is one of the things that's almost harmless. It's not totally harmless, but it actually has some medicinal benefits to it. My name it's Bryna or Brinna. It could be Bryna or Brinna, whatever. It means strong one, beautiful. Another one. Yes, I love etymology too. It's fascinating. Fascinating. I'll tell you a story about etymology. Guitar player from Mississippi I got to know when I was on Facebook. His name was Dawson Brooks. And you can actually look him up on YouTube. He's a great guitar player and good songwriter. So Dawson Brooks, I looked up the etymology of his name, and it said Dawson meant son of Dave, and Brooks meant one who lives by a river. So I texted him. I was like, dude, I just did the etymology of your name. By any chance is your father's name Dave? He goes, actually, yeah. I said, do you live by a river? He's like, all my life. There's one that goes right beside my house. His father's name was Dave, and he lived by a river, and that's exactly what his name meant. Son of Dave who lives by a river. Wow. Totally accurate. That's my last name. Brooks is your last name? Cool. You're supposed to live by a river at some point. And it doesn't mean you'll live by it your whole life, but at some point you will live by a river. That's God giving you a clue to that. So, folks, I have to end this live stream now. I have cats to take care of and supper to cook and all that stuff. Your name means gentle one who serves the Lord, whether you know it or not. If you're talking to me, I've never found that. I always found, every time I looked it up, it said God's peaceful gift. That's what Jeffrey means, because it's derived from the word Godfrey. That was the original version of it. Great job tonight. Thank you. Bye, Debbie. Loved your music. Thank you, Gavilar. Thank you all for being here. What about the name Tyler? I don't know. I don't remember ever looking that one up. I'm not sure what that means. But thank you all for joining me tonight, folks. I very much appreciate it. This was lots of fun. I think we'll just schedule a regular Friday night at 7 p.m. live stream every week. I think this will be the time we do it. Thank you, Jeffrey. This says Kay. You're welcome, Kay, and thank you for being here. Kay, all, thanks very much. I will see you here again next week, I hope. And remember, everybody, that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.